Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome to another counter-side video. Alright, so today's video we're going to test out Lucid, show you guys some sample data based on my testing so far. Now, is Lucid good in PvP? Obviously, we know the answer already to that question, right? She's a 5-cost unit, a little bit expensive, but if you guys haven't seen yesterday's patch notes that I posted on the video, she will be reworked. Alright, she's going to be a 4-cost unit, and they're going to improve how her skill works. Like her ultimate skill no longer, the summons no longer teleport to back where she was, so that will always cause a bit of DPS loss, so they will always stay where they are. They will be healed to full, which is pretty good. And today's video is going to be more of a PvE testing, so I want to find out how strong she is compared to all the other snipers out there, like Lyudmila, maybe Replacer Queen to a certain extent, Kestrel Xiaolin. Now, right now, Replacer Queen and Kestrel Xiaolin is probably going to be the top snipers. If you can think of a sniper, those two will be like the top of the crop, right? Like there's just no comparison. They are very, very strong for sure. But where does, Lucid fit in between? Like, can she compete with the top sniper, or is she like more like a tier 2, like competing with Lyudmila? So hopefully in this video we can find that out. So with that being said, let's jump into it. Okay, before you start off into this video, just a quick test. We're gonna try Lucid with and without gears, hopefully to see if there's any damage difference, at least on the minions. So I know that for her, she would definitely do more damage with gears, but to try it out, hopefully, now first I'm gonna unequip all, I'm gonna send her out and only use her in this damage testing. Okay, this is without gears, so let's screenshot this. So this time we'll have the mace gears going in. Let's go. I think this concludes one thing, right? So you guys can see this is without gears, with gears. So notice how this guy is doing 1 million. So Lucid did this much, but once I equip gears, this guy putting gears on Lucid doesn't matter. These two guys, the Hansel and Gretel, they don't take any gear stats from her. So this proves basically two things, right? Number one, Hansel and Gretel doesn't take any stats from the gears. Hopefully this proves that. Number two, Lucid is beginner friendly, believe it or not, because that means that the gears that you put on her doesn't matter as much. Yes, she can do more damage overall, but it's these two guys that's going to be doing most of the time. Most of the time, they are the one that's going to be doing most of the damage and tanking for you. So I think when you test against Lucid, I feel like you need to test with gears. I feel like, because their minions don't benefit from gears. So Kestrel Xiaolin 1.2 million still, okay, overall still more damage than Hansel. So assuming, let's say in raids, let's say Gretel dies, right? Then Kestrel Xiaolin is still better, because Hansel plus Lucid's damage is still less than how much Kestrel Xiaolin can do. But if Gretel can stay alive, depends on what raid, right? Maybe like Inhibitor is definitely pretty decent, but Britra, this guy might die, depending. Okay, so let's do one more test. Kestrel Xiaolin and Lucid in this supporter gap guy, so there's no like advantage. So both we're gonna put gears. So I do have attack speed on Lucid. Arguably Lucid might have a better gear, but depending, it's hard to find like exactly the same gear. But hopefully I'm going to show you guys the gear, and you guys can see for yourself based on the substats, right? So hopefully you guys can gauge that. So let's jump in. Alright, so I waited for 9 cores and then I just pressed auto, so they are both deployed at the same time. Alright, so I have the results. So now the earlier test, basically Xiaolin has no gears, so now we have Xiaolin with gears. 2.6 million damage from Xiaolin. Kestrel Xiaolin, by the way, 110, comparing it to level 100 Lucid right here, so keep that in mind. So we're gonna calculate, total up the damage, so give you guys an idea. 984,000 plus 710,000 plus 505,000 equates to 2.199 million. Now I strongly believe if Lucid is 110, everything else will be 10% increase, so we're gonna bring that closer to Xiaolin, Kestrel Xiaolin of course. And right now, of course, Lucid is 5 cores, Kestrel Xiaolin is 4 cores, but remember in the future, they will both be 4 cores. So in a situation like where right here in this comparison, I think this is a very fair comparison, because we are fighting a supporter unit, and Xiaolin being a sniper doesn't get the role advantage, Hansel being a ranger doesn't get the role advantage, Gretel is a striker, doesn't get the role advantage, and lastly, Lucid is a sniper herself. So yeah, I'm quite surprised by the results actually, because it's hard to beat Xiaolin on a normal occasion because she will always do crit damage. She will always crit, right? So regardless, and that makes her DPS one of the highest. But for Lucid to even come close to her, it's really insane. So let's move forward a little bit and bring it up to the next one, which I'm going to talk about, which is the current raid on C server, the Britra raids. Okay, am I one-shotting the boss? Oh my god, there's a lot of burst damage. Okay, so let's have a look at the damage. Okay, I want you guys to pay very close attention. We're comparing a couple of units. So Awakened Xiaoyun, a lot of people ask me, is she good in PvE? Absolutely. She's strong in PvE. The part where I say Awakened Xiaoyun fall off is in PvP. Alright, you need to know what character good where. Kestrel Xiaolin, pretty good, right? Pretty good. So we're finding for Lucid to make a comparison. Okay, Hansel. Okay, let's whip out the calculator, alright? So because I think this is as fair as it gets. 692,000. So Lucid is a bit complicated. She consists of 3 units, so we need to add. So Gretel is 484. Lucid herself, 968. But keep in mind, she's 100 and... she's 100 right now. So to be fair, if I want to increase this to 110, let's say if she's 110, because everyone else seems to be 110, I need to increase this by, let's say, 140 something K. Alright, fair enough. So let's see, is this comparable to Xiaolin? I think she can do almost equal to how much Kestrel Xiaolin is doing. But at the end of the day, she is still 1 cost more. Remember, Kestrel Xiaolin is a 4 cost, she is a 5 cost. And mine is still level 100 currently. So she's actually not bad in PvE. She's actually not bad in PvE, right? I actually think she's bad in PvP. But in PvE, now that I look at her damage, she's more than Lumila already. Her damage. Already more than Lumila. For 1 cost more, I would take it. I would take it for 1 cost more. And keep in mind, she's level 100, my Lumila is 108. Show DPS. You can't show DPS because of how her skills work. This guy will have very high DPS, but notice he's only out for 30 seconds because how her skill will refresh and resummon Hansel and Gretel. So it's hard to look at the DPS. So let's bring out all the snipers now and make a comparison. So hopefully we get an idea, right? So right now, the strongest sniper, who are they? So it's either going to be Replacer Queen or Kestrel Xiaolin for sure. So these two is going to be like the top picks for anyone in PvP, right? And then we have maybe Ludmilla. Alright, we're not counting Amy because she's probably a specific PvP unit. Ludmilla is probably going to be the second. You know, Ludmilla, Adele, Sanae. So, and Karin Wong. So I think those are going to be the second. So where does Lucid fit? I think Lucid is competing with Kestrel Xiaolin and Replacer Queen. I strongly believe so. She's going to be the tier 1, top tier for the snipers. She will compete with that too once she's buffed. At 4 cost, if you 110 her, I strongly believe she will be able to compete with both Kestrel Xiaolin and Replacer Queen for damage. My advice is, if you are playing on C server, do you pull? I would say yes, right? Right now, we already got the patch notes yesterday. Feel free to check it out, right? She's gonna get to reduce to 4 cost. Her minions is gonna get HP increase, which is going to increase survivability overall. I think that's going to be something that's good moving forward. But in PvP, you know, she can be countered. Harap can steal the minions, I'm pretty sure. You know, she will die to Kang, depending on who you're pairing it with in PvP, but in PvE, top damage for sure. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think of Lucid, if you guys plan to pull for her after watching this. If not, it's fine. Save for whoever that you think, maybe Jaina. As always, if you haven't already, subscribe, give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.